Hello and welcome back to more Madoka Magica. Obviously, when I started this, I didn't quite expect there to be gangs of magical girls fighting each other over turf. I didn't really expect there to be saving classmates and people from cults that decided on ending themselves. I did expect fighting out against weird monsters and stuff and it being a quite dark adventure some of the times. Not all so suddenly, so soon. I guess that's the hazards of this world, what you're willing to put up with, what you're willing to risk in order to obtain your wishes. Such as possibly having a medical marvel happen. Since someone decided to go so brashly and obtain their powers, I'm guessing we're going to have a recovery for one's functionality of their arms. A musical maestro, perhaps, that has regained their abilities. Are they going to be happy about it, though? Is this going to be a tale of torment where you have to really think about the conclusions of your wishes? We're gonna have to find out. So, grab a drink, sit down, and let's enjoy some more Madoka Magica. Okay, I thought we were going to be spending some time in the hospital room, not sudden skyline. It's just going back to just before that she decided. Also, I love the extended shadows. What is this thing it's sitting on, though? Sculpture? Plant life? Does it have to inject the seed of magical girl essence inside her? Is it just awakening what is already there? Looks like a fucking egg. So that's right, okay. Seems to be drawing it out. Usually it's much more like calming and magical, I guess. A way of bestowing power, not... It's quite so intrusive. But considering what we know of this world so far, is it much like in... I don't really want to make the comparison because it's not really similar, but the Gushing Over Magical Girls things where we have to be second-guessing the mascot and the motives? Or is it actually just, for the benefit of everyone, but humans are intrinsically not good at working together. That's why there's these factions of magical girls that seem to be out for themselves. I do want to know more about that one we saw in the last episode, the redhead who's like, no, I want this turf. I don't care if there's someone that's just recently moved in. I have to teach them a lesson and make them pay their due dividends. Can you make vassal states? Yeah, these magical girls are now my vassals. They'll pay me tribute. Well, does she remember anything? It was intense state of sleepwalking. Yeah. There was a mass gas incident that yeah, collective hallucination. There we go. That works. But at least she doesn't remember what happened or how close she was to ending herself or her friend. and B, no mention of the cult, no mention of anything, so they can just... It never happened. Also, is anyone going to mention just how possibly uncomfortable those backrests for the seats are, considering it's just a slanted, like, vertical line? I mean, it looks kind of cool. Not sure about the ergonomics of it, though. She was really spurred into action. What is that? Yeah, what happens if they kind of just lose it? Because if I had this power and had to have this little magical egg thing, I would put it down and forget where I'll put it. If it's not sort of magically linked and I can draw it out whenever, yeah, it's gone. It's gone forever. But regrets of what came to pass before. But could they have really interfered? Could they have really done anything in such a beginner state? And now that her friend has agreed to the contract and made a deal, is she going to also be dragging her feet for a while, finding a true cause for her to fight for? And how altruistic is it going to be going forward? I'm guessing that there'll be flashes of going back to the hospital room and seeing them. Whether or not I will cover it properly in this episode or not. Depends on how fast they want to go through it. Or maybe it's a double bluff. That's not her wish at all. Just as I say that. She only wished for his hand? Not a full and complete just recovery? You know, did she fix his mental state? Considering he was so out of it a day ago. I mean, I don't think she holds any ill feelings towards it. Yeah, if he starts to get depressed and feel bad after she sold her life in order to heal him, I haven't seen too many people wear their watches, wrist side up. I mean, being stuck inside a hospital room and rehabilitation suite for a while. Ah! A little, like, I'm gonna talk. Little celebration up on the roof. Returned his violin to him. I mean, I would agree. Even if they said to get rid of it, don't. Might be a spur of the moment thing. Even 20 years down the line, might regret the decision to dispose of it. Even if he didn't regain his hand. He's been not playing for a while, though. Gonna really be out of practice slightly. Apparently not. Huh, interesting. There's been a lot of the silhouetting in this episode. A moment like this, being the upside to this world and everything that has happened. Is he content now, seeing that his dreams for himself haven't been completely quashed? Half expecting a witch outbreak just then as well. Why you got bejeweled telescope and a waffle? Ah. Sure, you could, but why would you want to? You're not talking her down, Oh, not talking about the magical girl. Okay. He's talking about another witch. I was mistaken, probably, hopefully. In another sense, she didn't. Hmm. I guess, yeah. If it becomes mundane, this world, this life, shake things up. Yeah. Having a magical girl talking about, yeah, I can kill them in an instant. Yeah. Do you really want to have that kind of person have power? I appreciate her attempts to kind of mend bridges. If you're not think things through with a clear and logical head, you'll soon lose it. Is she going to scold her for talking about mummy there, or? It scares the bejesus out of her. You're wanting to extend a hand, help everyone you know, and especially your friends and family. On the surface of it, there's nothing wrong with that kind of that feeling or emotion. I mean, if they can avoid fighting like they did with Mummy, then there can be hopefully less deaths. Is there a reason they have to be at each other's throats? That was a very shaft, like, few cuts right there. Hmm. Yeah, can you at least give a clear and concise reasoning rather than being, veiled? Why is making the contract so negative? Explain that bit. I mean, it does. There's no retirement for a magical girl. It's a life that you'll be thrust into, one that you can't shake off. Good question, I guess. It's interesting to see, it's not the bright and mystical. What, you done? You don't want to drink that? Bright and mystical adventures being a magical girl. It's not all glitz and glamour. No, it's pain, a stain on one's life. You know, everything comes with a price, and wishes aren't exactly given out for free. Is it a death sentence once you become a magical girl? Is it just biding the time? Yeah, and we know how that turned out. So, can she do anything on the sidelines? Be. I was going to say information gathering, but she's not really the intelligence unit. The fact that she is willing to try, despite everything, despite her fear. I mean, if she wasn't scared, I would be confused. First outing and whatnot as is one door slide slightly bigger than the other? It's throwing me off. Anyway. It's stay together always, no matter what happens. You need someone to rein her in slightly. Yeah. Is everything going according to Kube's plans anyway? Oh, how many layers in are we going? Of course, her notebook. That's the only thing on her mind. And that's some very uniform driving right there. I guess it cuts down on the animation if they're all moving at the same. Oh, so there are different shapes. I thought they'd all be stars or something, but no. Okay, she gets a C. Okay, going to a rave. Are they crayons or markers? As long as it doesn't turn into some like MC Escher stairway. That's kind of awesome, seeing a graffiti plane flying across the walls. Okay. So she's going full rapier kind of way there. So Mami had all the swords, guns. She's got the swords. It does have. Breaking the barrier. And yeah, it's not all about the she goes through a lot of calories in a day, I say. So, willing to sacrifice a few in order to get the rewards. Yeah, it's really that puts in the disparity between the thinkings of it. So civilians and people are just fodder. They're cattle in order to raise the seeds. The fact that Cube never seems to scold any of them for certain ways of thinking definitely imparts a feeling that this is all part of the grand plan. Do you not have any... It's just doing this one-handed and keeping her at bay. Oh, that's interesting. Having an articulated spear. You know, first day on the job, this isn't exactly the induction that you really expect. She has quite the constitution. Ah. She's a tank. Also, is it okay just to be spreading out people's wishes like that, telling them what they were going for? You know, people don't just get respect based on, well, they do in Japan, but based on their age or position. Kind of need to prove it or earn it. Yeah. The difference between experience really is showing. I mean, the fact that she can think somewhat clearly and meet tip for tip there. But a straightforward swordsman versus a multi-weapon and a spear at that, a long range one keeping at bay. Is he going to have a wish for unity, friendship? You just have to make a contract. For a rock. Really putting her in a corner there. I mean, there can be another magical girl. One that's on the outskirts. Doesn't have to be her, though. There we go. I do love the flashes, what seems to be the time itself stopping for a second. Having the water droplets just freeze midair. What an entrance. If you're so intent on fighting right here, why don't you do it properly? Let me show you how it's done. I wonder if this new entrant is going to know who she is. If she's got a bit of a name for herself. But yeah, magical girl on magical girl action. Seeing that the motivation and wishes for power or whatever vary greatly. going from wanting to help those in danger, whether they be civilians or not, to, yeah, well, we can lose a few. After all, wait for them to gain a bit of power and then we can take it down, get the grief seeds. I mean, that's what we're here for, after all, isn't it? They're keeping the cycle alive just to obtain more of them. I need to know the entire, life cycle of all of this. So put down your weapons and let's be friends. I'm getting a lot of similarities between Madoka and Symphogear's Hibiki. Wanting everyone to get along, no matter their backgrounds or history, what they're fighting for, how they see the world. Does everyone have to go into conflict and fight? After all, the enemy are the witches. Why do we have to fight each other? Can't we get along? Share the trauma. Whereas, definitely, there are others who think, yeah, you're just in my way, though. I can get more grief seeds here. Is it a way of... I might have missed it. I might have forgotten what it is, if it's been told. Are the grief seeds currency? Are they a form of power for oneself? How and what are they used for, other than just, killing witches and getting them? I truly think that everything, well, not everything, but a lot of things could be avoided if certain people are a little less obscure with what they mean. Magical girls signing a contract with Kyubey is signing your life away. Okay? Can we just go into why you think it's a bad idea, other than just saying, yeah, don't do it. It's bad. Don't do it. Yeah, but we're seeing this. We're seeing people with full of brightness and vigor for life and wanting to help people. Why is that bad? Yeah, just don't do it. Give me something here. Granted, what we're seeing, the other side of the coin, like with this new one who's come in all guns blazing. Yeah, we're definitely seeing the underbelly of it, the tit for tat, the gang warfare, turf control of magical girls. The fact that Kyubey says, "Oh, I can't do anything," but it seems actually like, yeah, it's not that you can't, you're just not willing to do anything about it. And what about the very essence of the witches and all of that? Is it like a persona thing? Like, or it's the negative emotions birthed from people themselves? Or is there something else behind the scenes? Like, if it's Kyubey themselves just injecting these doubts like he did with the magical girl bit into people to help sprout it, I wouldn't be surprised. If there's an inverse Kyubey as well, I wouldn't be surprised. But once again, another delve into the rich witch realm, seeing the crayon and graffiti pastel realm down the stairs and along the walls. How many different scenes like that are we going to get? And we've had collage butterflies. You got now, graffiti airplanes. Creepy, like Alice in Wonderland tea party thing, but we're ignoring that one for a while. How many different scenes and whatnot are they coming up with? Do they have to have a big brainstorming session? Okay, what can we do with this one and that one? Oh, that seems like a cool idea. I want to be in the pitching room for that. That seems like a fun time. Just chucking out random bullshit ideas. Oh, my kid made this fucking fridge drawing, like macaroni art. Can we use that? If there's now like macaroni demon, I think I'll be have my way of thinking of how this all played out confirmed, really. But I do like how this is going, and we're seeing the, oh, I wish for healing. I doubt it was quite so vague as that, but the fact that it is, she healed his arm up. Oh, I can play violin again. Nice. Just forget about the legs. Those you got to do by yourself. You know, not everything gets given for free. But yeah, her power extends onto her own magical girl routine. The fact that she can heal herself up, recover from damage, hopefully quicker than she can receive it. Is it all about, imagination, how far you can think and how to utilize your stuff? In which case, I can think of quite a few wishes that could seem to be like it might navigate around the weird monkey paw thing, if there is such a deal. I'm still so heavily skeptical of it all, mainly because the show itself is giving this kind of dark undercoating to it all. Why does nobody seem trustworthy? But hopefully you enjoyed this. If that is the case, let me know. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel to hopefully not miss out on future uploads, but also go back and see everything that I've done previously. And of course, if you don't know already, this is my second channel. The first one kind of YouTube decided to have vendetta against. It's still up, all the old stuff is down. Just take this channel, reduce the number by 1, and you found it. So, whether it's 3 or 4 o'clock, get yourself some rest. So I can see you in the next one. I need to thank each and every one of my patrons for not making me sell my soul through the Valley of Death that seems to be becoming a magical girl. So, to Sal, AegisTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Boring, Wolfie Sensei, Zook, and everyone else, you have my utmost thanks that I don't need to put on a frilly dress. And now that I've put that idea in your head, it's not happening.